I need to do. I told you and Kim that I was going. Okay, I don't want you to be. You can't be mad when you. Okay. All right.
I think we're having a problem. Are we live?
Yes, we're live, and we is ready to go.
I don't believe we live. Anyway, if we live, let me take a look real quick before we jump in there fully. It's not showing live on my end. If so, everybody, how you doing? My name is Anthony Goodson. We're not live. Okay, hold on.
We are live. I'm watching us on Facebook.
Oh, okay, well, good. We are live, and I just stopped that video. My name is Anthony Goodson. Thank you for watching rebrandUS. I am your host for tonight, alongside Kimberly Dow, Eric Russell, Adrian The Ace Stinson.
Hey, what's
special
going on?
Guest, Chef Mina Ross, my girl. What's happening, Mina Ross? How you doing?
How are you? Oh, I keep stepping out.
Hey, over there, Chef West.
How are you?
Hey.
I can smell them vittles cooking now.
You can. Is it tickling your nose?
Oh yeah, the nose hairs are kind of dancing around, waving like the coral reef.
Oh, yeah. I think I should be playing that video again. I'm gonna play it again here in just a second.
Hey, real quick, hey Eric, I like that new haircut you got, brother.
Yeah, it's nice.
Oh, yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and play that video once again. It's a short one, it's like 28 seconds. But tonight we are talking healthy eating. We also have special guest Chef West on tonight. She's gonna be talking about she got her recipe that she's gonna bring to us. Very exciting tonight. Is the very first time probably on any podcast you see a cooking show. So that's what we're talking about, healthy eating and eating in the Black community. I'm gonna go ahead and play this video one more time, and then we're gonna get started.
Yes, because this is what I need to do. I told you and Kim that I was going. Okay, I don't want you to be. You can't be mad when you. Okay, all right.
So, Mina, you're not gonna be doing that for us tonight, are you? You're not gonna cook some octopus?
If I had to kill the fish, maybe, but since I'm just cooking it, I'll be all right. I'll be all right.
Well, we're gonna let you take the stage. We're gonna talk a little bit more about healthy eating here in just a second, but let us know what you're cooking and tell us all about it. It's your floor now.
I'm gonna make well, it's one of my restaurants I'm coming out with, which is Poppin' Potato, and we have this 3 different size baked potato. We have the small, medium, and then you've seen the Texas size potatoes, but ours are a little bit let's say with a gourmet twist. So I'm making tonight baked potato with we'll say baked salmon, because I don't have a grill in here, so it's going to be baked salmon with a lemon caper butter sauce and sauteed asparagus.
All right. Well, hey, y'all go. Feel free to ask any questions y'all may have. Mina, you got the floor.
Okay. So the first thing I'm gonna do, I did pre-prep for this, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you. This is okay. This is all the ingredients that's gonna go in my lemon caper butter sauce, and I couldn't put my lemon on here because it's too big to fit.
What are those 2 green ones?
Okay, so I have fresh chives here for the flavor, which is actually gonna go on the potato. And then I have capers, which give it a they're kind of pickled like I would say more like what do they taste like? They're small, they're kind of tangy, but they're pickled, so they have like not a pickle taste or flavor, but they're kind of like the seeds when you bite into pickled okra. I'll say it like that. And
that sounds good.
I don't really, I want to say they come from a bush. So they don't come off a tree, they come from a bush.
Really?
With the asparagus, we're gonna saute the asparagus, and I normally would do it to garnish it with like red bell pepper, but I'm gonna use the red onion.
Okay.
And we'll do the seasonings. I have onion powder. I'm a chef. I like to use a lot of onion, and people complain about the smell. But one thing about onion people don't know is it helps open your pores. If you don't sweat a lot, you're not going to sweat out toxins in your body. So onions help you open your pores so you can sweat out toxins. So I use onion powder. I use red onion. I won't say in everything because I do bake a lot. So I don't put it in that, but a lot of salads or if I'm going to make stew or soup, red onions going in it. If I cook a burger, red onions going on top. It's just because it has a different flavor than the yellow onion. Yellow onion's a little bit more sweeter. And with the red onion, you're going to get more of an onion flavor with it. And the white onion is just, it's almost like water. But you can taste the onion flavor, but it's not as powerful as the red onion. So I use that so you can actually taste the flavors of each vegetable I'm putting in the food.
Is that why the red onion or / purple or whatever onion stays with you?
Well, I call it red. You can call it purple. When you're done cooking it, most of the time it's gonna end up being white. So
yeah, it stays with me a whole lot longer than the average onion. Kim?
Yeah.
What's the difference in like a scallion and a red onion?
I actually have one. I'm gonna show you since I have one. Where did I keep it? Okay.
So you're watching rebrandUS. We have a cooking show tonight. We have Chef Wes, aka Mina Ross.
This is a scallion.
And a mighty good looking scallion, if I must say so myself.
Yeah, you could say green onion. They call them green onions because the end. This is actually a bigger version of these. So we're gonna cut these out before they can grow this big. These still have the same flavor as this, but it's not gonna have the same appeal if you're dressing somebody's plate.
Okay. Now, just for a disclaimer, for all our viewers and everything, were there any animals harmed in the making of this meal?
I didn't harm any animals making this meal.
Okay, well, we need to.
Only thing harmed is me going to the store and sweating, getting this food.
Okay, so, so just for all my animal lovers out there, I can't believe she's gonna use meat.
Well,
hold that salmon by the tail and beat him up against the wall for you.
I'll say for the animal lovers, I mean, you can't be too mad at people that eat meat because if you're eating all the vegetables, you're taking the food away from all the animals. Right? So you can't get mad.
Good answer. Good answer.
That's really good.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start first, I guess, and show you how I'm gonna season the salmon. So that can go ahead and go in the oven, and then I'll start on the lemon butter sauce.
Oh, so you rolling now? When you roll I see people roll the fruit, the lemon, all the time. Does that actually work? Because logically, it just doesn't seem like it would do anything to me.
They're trying to be cool.
If the lemon's not ready or ripe, because they always pick the fruit before it needs to be picked, so by the time it gets to the store, it's ready for you. So if it still feels hard on the outside, you roll it just to like loosen it up. And it's going to loosen the juice up so you don't have to squeeze it as much when you want to get the juice out. Oh. So the lemon's your friend if you roll it right.
For those of you just joining us, we're rolling lemons with Chef Wes tonight. We're talking cooking.
Rolling. Hey, what did they say? When you have lemons,
make lemonade.
Lemonade.
So us as chefs, we basically try to take anything and make something out of it, because there's weeds. Well, what people call regular weeds, like even the sunflowers, all those petals are edible. So if you know what part of these wildflowers to eat, you'll never go hungry. You don't have to go to the grocery store, but you do have to know what you're picking out of somebody's yard for you to go eating it.
Yeah, you finna have somebody catching a bad rag. Well, I could have sworn I could eat these leaves.
Yeah, and you got to know what you're allergic to.
Oh yeah.
So you don't want to poison anybody by giving them the wrong stuff.
Oh yeah, that's indeed.
Okay, so first thing I'm gonna do, so The thing that's gonna take the longest to cook was the potato, and I started that before we got started. And I pre-prepped my salmon, which one piece is bigger than the other, you can see, but that one's about five ounces, which is what they're gonna sell you in the restaurant, because they've already measured everything out to get their monies back before you're getting served that food.
That's a nice salmon right there, though. You tell it died from natural
Oh,
causes.
it was this big when it got here. And it had the skin on. I should have did that part so y'all can see.
Oh, you do all that? You did all that too?
Yeah, you gotta take the skin off. You gotta fillet. Well, I didn't fillet it. I just bought a half with the skin on it. But
so how do you get the skin off? What's an easy way to get the skin off of the salmon?
Okay, by hand. You know, if you use your knife, if you do use your knife, you want to take the end piece of the salmon and just barely put your knife in there in the skin, and then take your hand and start peeling it off. But most of the time, if you don't know how to cut with that knife and peel the skin off, you're gonna lose most of your meat, and it's gonna be attached to the skin, and then you're gonna end up peeling that off because the salmon, once you cook it, is flaky, so it's a delicate fish. Once you peel the skin off, it's gonna start to fall apart if you don't know how to handle it right. So even when you go buy it and you have to peel the skin off, or if you don't want to peel the skin off, you cook it with the skin down. So that way, when you get ready to eat, the skin peels right off. You don't always have to. I would recommend you rinse your salmon or any meat that you buy, even though they say, "Oh, don't wash your meat." That's crazy. I've seen people working the butcher, the restaurants, and you want to wash anything you bring home from a grocery store. If you didn't pick it or grow it yourself, even if you did grow it yourself, you want to wash it because you don't know what's touched it outside.
Right.
So, I'm gonna, since I didn't get to grill it and I wanted to still get that flavor, I'm gonna add a little bit of liquid smoke to it, just so it tastes like it came off the grill. And that's how you trick people and go, "Oh, you took the time to grill this." Yes, I did. So I'll add a little liquid smoke, just a few drips.
What's your favorite liquid smoke?
Yeah, you don't want to drown it in it because it's going to overpower every other flavor you put in. And then I'll have a little pink Himalayan salt and bring it closer.
What are the benefits in using the pink Himalayan salt as opposed to just an iodized salt?
Okay, so when I was in culinary school, they didn't really break it down, but I can tell you the pink Himalayan salt is coming straight from a salt rock. When you do any even white flour, white enriched rice, all that food has been bleached for you to be able to, I guess, digest it. It's been bleached to a certain extent. The best rice to eat is black rice or wild rice, and then brown rice. Most doctors you go to, they always tell you to eat brown rice. And the black rice is better than brown rice. So I skipped 2 steps, which I did season with the onion powder and garlic powder.
Okay.
So that's 4 seasons, which was the Himalayan salt, the onion powder, garlic powder, and the smoked liquid smoke. And then my favorite, and I overdo it sometimes because I'll say my Native American blood comes out, but I add a lot of pepper.
Okay.
And with the pepper, I use not just black pepper, but the mixed pepper because it has a different spice flavor to it also.
So what is it mixed with? It's a black peppercorn, right? Because you're using a grinder. So what other?
So they have, can you see it? There's like red in there. There's green.
Okay.
So it's different spices of flavors they have in there. And I got this at Sam. Okay. So right now, our salmon has been totally seasoned. I didn't over season it because we still have our sauce that's gonna go on. And this only has to go in the oven for about 20 to 25 minutes. If you cook it longer than that, you'll know you overcooked it because your salmon is gonna start looking dried out.
It's shrinking.
So I'm gonna stick it in the oven now.
Well, While you're doing that, we'll come back. We'll find out a whole lot more on how long, what temperature you put it on. We'll also talk a little bit more about healthy eating. But first, I have some footage of Eric doing his cooking, and then we got some rebrand what with Eric Russell. See y'all in just a minute.
Okay.
Play, catch and play. Oh. I woke up feeling like I was on the moon. I woke up feeling like I need 100 gold. Look at the flick of that wrist. 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 Look at the flick of that wrist.
If you just think about it, everybody that has had a harm or a foul done to them has been paid some form of reparations, except for us.
It's informative.
Systemic racism is a form of racism that is embedded as normal practice within society or an organization.
It's funny.
We were doing a march for equal rights for people in the adult industry with missing limbs.
Because that's the thing I feel our community is missing the most. We just don't take action. We're so skeptical of so many things that we wind up being the ones holding ourselves back.
It's rebrandUS.
Rebrand.
I think that definitely is the foundation of for everything. Because if you don't have love or a passion for something, you're not going to fight towards it. My kids are very young still at this point, 4 and 2. However, teaching them how to respect themselves, respecting each other. rebrandUS' mission basically is to help empower Black people to envision ourselves as better people.
All right, you are back. We're watching rebrandUS with Anthony Goodson, Adrian The Ace Stinson, Kimberly Dow, and we have our special guest, Chef Wes. She's over there doing some cooking for us. So stay tuned, and she gets ready to show us how she fixed this salmon. She's actually just showed ingredients, and then she's going to show us what to do next. But first, Eric Russell, you're up next. Rebrand what?
What's going on, everybody? Sorry for my delayedness in joining you guys, but I got a joke for you guys. It's probably for you guys to get this joke. You know, I'm the corny one out of the crew, so tell me if you get it. The joke is, I would tell you a joke about En Vogue, but you're never going to get it.
That's a dead joke.
Remember, I didn't say it was a funny joke. I said, did y'all get it?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
We didn't know we were supposed to. But we got it.
Already. So today, I want to talk about continue our kind of reflectiveness and our ability to grow as people individually and as a community. Talk about self-care. And I continue to research different things about how we can get better as individuals. And a lot of articles came up about self-care. There's 7 areas of self-care. And I wanted to highlight one tonight. We had Chef Ross on or whatever, Chef Mina. And one type of self-care is physical self-care. This type of self-care refers to any activity you deliberately engage in to enhance your physical well-being. So, of course, it includes eating, right? So, at some point tonight, we'll talk about how the Black community in general eats. Is it good? Is it bad? What kind of foods can we incorporate? What kind of foods should we take away? Things like that. But in regards to just food in general, that's one we can definitely enhance our physical self-care. Even how we eat and how fast we eat is part of self-care, right? It's like if you put your food in your mouth and you just swallow it, that's probably not really good self-care. It's definitely not being thoughtful and mindful about what you eat. It's not going to be able to digest the way it needs to. So just thinking about things you can do physically to help yourself take care of yourself better. Taking walks, I'll give some examples of that. You can take walks, take bubble baths, dancing to your favorite song, getting a massage, taking a nap. It actually mentioned the naughty on here, the sex. So actually a really good relief for self-care. But just think about things that you can do for yourself individually that not necessarily engages other people. So sex.
That's
my point. I'm about to say that. So self, you can't necessarily engage yourself in regular sex, and so we say.
That might rub someone the wrong way.
Told you that.
Well, let's not get into that conversation tonight. That's another topic for another show.
I'm not gonna jack around with that.
God dog. But anyway, so yeah, for real, we'll continue to talk about self-care. There's 7 different kinds of it. We wanted to kind of highlight physical self-care tonight, doing Rebrand What. Hope you guys take that and run with it.
So that sexual thing that he just said, is that a miniature debate, Ace? Or
I hope it's on a large scale.
Kim, I didn't think it was gonna be a miniature debate. I thought it'd be more master-like, you know.
I'm ready to dive in myself.
It's definitely something to debate.
Yeah.
My bad, audience. My bad, y'all.
We've got some things to say.
Thank you very
We
much.
were trying to stroke your ego.
Oh man. Anyway, I had a whole lot more jokes. I'm not going to use mine. We're on. We're talking with Chef West tonight. She got some food. But before we get back to her, let's talk a little bit more about diet. Eric, I got you muted. I think you have some issues with yours, and just let me know when you need to unmute. I think you can do it yourself. But talking diet, let's talk the Black community and the importance of diet. Now, you know, I guess we have to ask ourselves what can be done to encourage healthier eating habits for Black Americans. And I mean, I was doing some research on my own. One of those things that certainly stands out is the food is just too expensive, Kim. Like people can't afford all this. The healthy food is too expensive. Another thing we can do, and I'll let y'all jump in, is truth be told, we have to eat more fruits, vegetables, and the thing God has given us. People forget about those things. If we can reduce our meat and dairy intake, those are another level of things that we can do. And when I say meat, I always number my meat off. 1 meat is like fish, anything in water. 2 meat is chicken and poultry. But 3 meat is everything else. I mean, really, it's beef. Then 4 is pork. It gets really, really bad as you get the deeper into it, I guess. But anyway, what's some of the things y'all think we can do?
5 or 6. Damn. Huh?
Well, actually, beef would probably be more like 5 if you want to put venison and all those in at 4. So
where does Spam fall in all that?
Oh, Spam. Do you consider Spam meat?
It's the toenails and the nostrils.
That's what Spam is? Well, hey, now this is some information that I did learn from Black news source. Were you aware that Spam comes from a spig?
Are you hearing this, Chef Mina?
It comes from what?
A spig.
Oh man, I've never heard that.
Hey, let's go to the comments real good. Hey, Stephanie, how you doing? She says, "Hey guys."
Hey, look at it now.
How you doing? Leonard McDonald's on. He said we were live. I think we were having some issues there at the very beginning.
Thank you for that, Leonard. Goodson is the only person who was confused. Everybody else can see the big live button, right?
Oh, mine
red,
said
bold, all that.
Oh,
that
mine
must be,
didn't
you know
have
what?
it.
That must be that African American diet that you're on, taking the vision away from you.
Yeah, it can cause diabetes.
Oh.
Don't have your diet right.
But what you were talking about, I think with the healthy foods is one of our biggest problem is in our communities availability.
Oh yeah, that's a problem throughout the states just because of they'll say transportation and certain rural areas they skip those stores on purpose. And even in, like you said, I don't say the Black community because over time the community has been broken down and spread out so far amongst this and that, and it's just like unless you're in a historical Black community, but even through that, if you drive through, how many grocery stores do you see? How many farmers markets do you see?
Exactly.
Even the playgrounds. I mean, they steady tearing those down. Where do the kids go to even?
The kids play where they do.
Besides food, where do they go to exercise? So just
another thing we can do is we can learn how to modify our food. So you don't have to really change your diet too much, to be honest with you. Just modify it. Instead of using sugar, you use, or better yet, instead of using flour, you use coconut flour or
Almond flour.
Almond flour. Yeah.
Well, the problem with that is when they change it, they stick a price tag on that.
Right.
So when it comes to
you can still research and learn how to make your own things like that.
Yeah,
because even the almond milk, like you go buy raw almonds and you soak them in water for 2-3 days. That's how they make the almond milk.
But that's a long time to wait for some cereal.
And then you drain them. And if they're gonna sweeten it, they probably add honey or agave to it, So it's possible. You just have to be determined that this is my diet. I'm gonna change it for me to be healthier, for my family to be healthier. Because honestly, if you don't change your diet, you're gonna end up spending more money in medication than you can for food.
Yeah, so then following in the footsteps, following in the footsteps of our family members that came
learn healthy eating and the benefits of these certain, like he said, fruits and vegetables. And okay, well, I can only intake so much protein a day, or my body's not gonna exhaust this weight. I've had 4 kids. I've been 200, and the most I've weighed, I think, was 230 pounds. So you might not believe me. I'm 5'1", but I weighed 230 pounds. So if you change how you eat and the intake of your sweets, then your body will readjust. But everybody's body is different. So you have to know what's right for your body, her body, your kid's body, and just go from there.
I also think in the Black community, or just in the Black population, period, that we need to learn moderation.
Oh yeah,
and
moderation.
It's okay to partake in the soul food. Soul food Sunday.
It's so good.
It is so good. Even at my mom's house, she makes the best hot water cornbread. Shout out to my mom.
Cornbread, mama.
Hey, it's good when people say yes, but they shake their head no. My mama makes the best.
Yes.
So, hey, look here. We have some footage of Ace actually doing some. We have some footage of Ace actually doing some cooking. We got Ace's place coming up, and we're gonna learn a little bit more about what Mina Ross is cooking. And later on, we have I guess a little bit more video, a little bit more conversation about this. Hey, stay tuned. We're having fun tonight, right here on rebrandUS.
Butter? Huh? Butter! In the cooler, in the shelf.
Ain't warm enough. How you work the stove, huh?
Ain't hot enough.
Oh, wood. Ain't even keep the stove burning good all day. Wood. Ah. I'll get it hot for you. I'll show you how to make it.
rebrandUS. It's motivating, inspiring. It's a conversation that needs to be had. It's Adrian The Ace Stinson.
If you're not going to help, don't hurt.
Eric Russell.
We need financial literacy. We also need to get over this level of fear that we have.
Anthony Goodson.
That my ancestors, whether they were slaves, innovators, or the first blacks to do something, their lives had a purpose.
It's unique to any other podcast. It's Rebrand You, Rebrand Me. It's rebrandUS.
Ace's place. All right, Ace, what's happening?
Man, I'm going to need more than 1.1 seconds. Mike Jackson did the first toe stand on Motown 25 longer than this intro. Doing some down Ace's place. I hope I don't get too much hate mail. And this is a sincere Ace's place, and it's something that our loved ones should be telling but a lot of times that we don't. It's something that's concerning me. I'm seeing it on social media, on the news. It's on TV now and things like that. So, and this is ladies based. So, ladies, I don't want you to hate me. I don't want you to get mad. We're doing this for for your own good. And this is not, anybody who knows me is no particular person. I'm just being serious, like overall. We have to start telling the truth to our sisters. I mean our large sisters, our what we would call fat. I don't mean little weights out there, but I mean our fat sisters. Listen, it's not healthy, and you need to start trying to do a lifestyle change, because in the long run, it's not going to be healthy for you. But listen to me, I hate to be, I don't know if it's politically correct, all my fat sisters, you're not a BBW, you're fat. And we need to get that through our heads as a society, because we want to congratulate each other so much, and we want to congratulate confidence and stuff like that so much. So the sister who can't even fit into a car, her seat in her car, and the sister you see in clothes, like, whoa, I didn't even think they made it in that size. The sister is like an 8-person bench at church, but only 3 other people can fit next to her and stuff like that. I mean, we have to start being honest. You're not a BBW. BBW is a specific group of women. There's a fine line like that. And I just think we need to start telling the truth, because what's happening is, with the subject that we have tonight, healthy eating and stuff like that, what's happening is we're not telling the truth. And these ladies are very much at health risk. It's like you're there, and I'm fat. So, it is what it is, but we need to be conscious of that, so that we can start trying to do better, so that we can start trying to get better. But the bigging them up and telling them to go and slay and stuff like that, you're not slaying with the Wendy Williams ankles and all that kind of stuff. We have to be honest, because what we're doing is the younger generation, they're seeing it, they're getting overweight, and it's the same thing. They're like, oh, I shouldn't be concerned. I'm a BBW, I'm slaying it. So we just need to start telling the truth in our communities, and we need to start encouraging each other. We need to find a way to say this without, we shouldn't call anybody fat or anything like that. It ought to be less, hey sis, work out with me, or something like that. And this is for the close friends, because you're doing it to her. Like when she put that dress on, that like her shoulder fat is hanging all the way down. No, I'm not getting my Kevin Samuels on. I'm just being honest with that. And, before I get any hate mail and backlash or anything like that, I just have to let the public know I can score, and I will dig dead off in your ass. So please don't come at me wrong. I'm just being honest. I'm not trying to jeer or put anybody down or anything like that. It's just, as a community, we need to start focusing on the long term and on survival.
All right.
And I digress.
And that's Ace's place. Thank you much for that, Ace. Once
Hold
again.
on, my phone ringing real quick. Hold on.
Here it
is. How about your damn album? You ain't gotta watch the show no more.
All right, let's take it back to Mina Ross. She's in the kitchen slaying, trying to show us what we can eat as a culture, in a very healthy way. Mina, you got the show. Chef West, I should say.
Sister West. That's what they call you when you know how to throw down with that food, huh?
So to get us caught up to speed, Chef West is making some salmon. She's already seasoned the salmon. She's been in there slaying since we've been talking over the last 20 minutes or so. Chef?
I already threw the asparagus in here. I had the oil warming, and I had I used olive oil, and it has less trans fats in it. So even though I say vegetable oil, you can use olive oil, you can use avocado oil or grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil is a little bit harder you don't want to fry foods with that. It's lighter, so it's gonna burn fast. So it's not for frying. If you want to fry foods and healthy with it, then I would use the what is that? I don't fry a lot of foods. I'll be honest. But it's the canola oil, and it's
Now, canola oil, is it just as healthy as olive oil?
Well, no, because it's still blended. Olive oil is all natural. It's coming straight from the tree. Just like the avocado oil, they're squeezing those seeds to get that oil out. And then the olive oil, I just like it because you can literally use it on anything. If they say even if you were having bad bowel movements, you can take 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Or if you had what do you call it, like an upset stomach, it's oil. It's still gonna, whatever you took in you weren't supposed to, you're gonna push it out.
Now, would that settle the stomach, or would it just make everything come on out?
That's the only way to settle it, when something toxic's in there, and it's like a foreign object in you. So
so everybody aboard ship.
I do a close up, but this is the sauteed asparagus, and it just has the Himalayan salt and black pepper on it.
That asparagus is really asparagus.
Yeah.
Well, do you know why asparagus makes I don't know whether y'all eat asparagus that much, but I know that it makes your urine very pungent.
Strong. It's
the
enrichment vitamins that's in it.
Okay.
Even though it makes it strong, if it's that strong, it's because you haven't drank enough water.
Yeah, I'm saying it might be those 40 ounces.
Or your urine is too yellow, it's because you haven't drank enough water.
So, what is the difference with olive oil? What is the difference between olive oil and virgin olive oil? Like, why should I buy? Like, if I'm making that purchase, why should I do that?
The virgin olive oil it's like what they call the organic, so they haven't added or done anything to it.
Okay. So the regular olive
with that being said, as my mom used to do, you can use it on your skin, your baby skin, burns. Olive oil, I mean, it can be used for anything.
My mom used to use it for kids with eczema.
Yeah. It heals.
It'll
you
also
muted,
make
Goodson. Sound like you're saying something. You look like you're saying something funny, Goodson, but you muted.
No, I laughed because my brother had eczema bad.
No, Kim had something. What were you saying, Kim?
It'll also make your hair grow.
Oh yeah. I think that's back to when I was saying about the onion and opening the pores. So as we've been taught, even as Black people, we know we used to have to make our grease. Like you said, are you cooking with lard? So they used to make the grease from the fat from the meat, and it's just the oils, like even the grease that we use in our hairs, it's better to use like coconut. You can cook with coconut oil too.
Yes.
Like that out.
Yeah, you just got, if you're gonna get coconut oil, you got to get a part-time job.
Yeah, that's expensive.
Well, as we sit here and continue to have a conversation with Mina, and as she continues to cook, one of the questions I wanted to ask is like, can the Black community be made healthier without actually giving up the culture?
Yeah.
And how so? How could that be? The food is too expensive, and once you start using expensive food, you get away from the culture. Is that not true? Or if you start,
so you said I can't have expensive food because I'm Black?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
my thing is nobody has ever limited us from growing our own food, and I know y'all know because I'm sure all our grandmas had their own little garden in the back.
My great grandmama had a beautiful garden.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I brought up the okra, because I remember eating fresh okra. Bell peppers. The bell peppers, the flavor was different than what we get in the store. So
my grandmother used to get her water from a well. Does that count?
Oh yeah.
My grandma used to grow.
I do.
My grandma used to grow like everything. Going just only thing about it, I don't know if it was the soil or whatever, but her parsley she grew always gave me a headache, and I was kind of woozy. So I don't know if it was the soil or whatever like that.
Was it really parsley?
Yeah, it was parsley. It just she had it kind of roped off, and everybody wanted her parsley. Like people used to come buy it,
Yeah.
Everybody wanted her parsley, but she did her thing. She used to
Was it in
prepare
a
the
Ziploc
second.
bag? I heard that keeps it fresh.
Yeah, she used to put it in a little Ziploc bag. You could buy different amounts and stuff like that. But for some reason, most people back then, for some reason, everybody just get $5 worth of parsley, but they can come back and get more. But I don't know. But yeah, the garden was nice.
Chef West, Have you
Yes.
ever heard of onion promoting longevity? You know, because like
Onion?
yes,
Somebody like
promoting
life?
longevity. Yes, because like scallions, you know, like some of the older generation, they and I've seen them do it. I've got plenty of family members who do it. That eat a scallion along with their meal. And I've always heard that fresh scallions or fresh onions out of the garden, they promote longevity.
So you tell me if I'm about to have a heart attack, I need to holler for an onion before I holler for an aspirin.
I don't know about the longevity part. I do know from what I've learned, when you get ready to eat again, it cleanses the palate, like that onion. So if you're, say you just ate like some real grain, what are they called? Not grainy, but the meat, like if you eat bison and it's
gamey.
They say it's
wild gamey.
Yeah, gamey is the. I was saying gamey. Gamey is the word. So if it's gamey and you not used to that, and you know you're fixing to bite into something else that doesn't go with what you're eating, it's gonna ruin the flavor of that chocolate pie or something. So they're gonna bite into a cucumber or the onion to cleanse the palate before they eat something else.
Kind of like coffee grounds between two types of perfume.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And I left out the salt when you asked me about the iodized salt.
Okay.
So that's the reason why a lot of us get high blood pressure, because we cook with iodized salt. It's a reason why you get high cholesterol, because that salt has been broken down and condensed so much it has no value to it but what you're tasting. And when I was in culinary school, I asked the chef that because I didn't understand. So the best salts to eat would be the Himalayan salt or the kosher salt. You want to cook with those. If you ever seen they have these pink plates, and they're like salt plates, and they look like these.
Oh yes.
So you don't even have to season your salmon if you know how to use that plate.
Isn't that called a salt lick?
Yeah.
Oh, just like the horses and the cows get.
And you can't wash them because they'll break. So you just gotta kind of wipe them down.
Okay.
And they actually, I think I haven't cooked. I don't have one I cook with, but I think they can go actually in the oven.
Okay.
So some of them, depending on how thick they are, you can put them in the oven and heat them, or they can be heated to a certain temp, and then you just put your meats on there, and it seasons it for you.
Another question. What's the benefit of cooking your salmon on is it bamboo, or what kind of board is that? Like not the salt lick, but you have to soak it and then put it on.
The cedar.
The cedar plank.
Yeah. So with that, it's just like when you smoke your food and they say, "Oh, this is pecan." It's pecan tree or maple wood smoke. You're gonna taste that flavor of that tree. That's like that mesquite smell when you barbecue. It's different from that pecan smell, and you can actually taste that in the food when they're after it's done.
Okay.
So it's just seasoning.
Okay.
Okay. I got a question for the group, guys. Do you think in our community we're having a lack of education as far as health, as far as like to eat and what to eat and things like that? Do you think we have a lack of education?
I don't think it's more so a lack of education, because we all know McDonald's gonna kill you if you keep eating that and don't cook at home. It's more so of discipline. It's a lack of discipline rather than education, to be like, okay, I don't need these Lay's. I'm gonna try these veggie chips today. Or I don't even want to try the veggie chips. I'm just gonna cut me up a whole cucumber and eat that without adding the ranch, because you're gonna eat more of the ranch than you will the cucumber. So it's just like it's back to knowing when you were a child and the things that you enjoy. That okay, that was okay then, but I'm older now, so I need to really take more concern about my body if this is what's gonna get me through the next 40 years. Like I'm not gonna make it if I'm not taking care of me.
Well, Ace, I think it's also generational curse. You know, some people that's all that they know.
DNA.
You know, yeah, that's all that they know. You know, because I can just attest from my raising that my mom, she fried a lot. We had fried pork chops, rice, biscuits, and homemade gravy. That was a meal. We had a lot of soul food, and so sometimes, you know, if you are not eating out, you know, out of that environment or differently, that's all you know.
Yeah. So. And I agree with that, because the one reason I asked is because I'll be honest with you, it's certain like eating and fruits and vegetables that I didn't learn about. My kids taught me, actually. I'll be honest with you. You know, my oldest daughter, she's a health fanatic and stuff like that, and my youngest daughter, she's 13, but she is she loves research and things like that. And like I didn't know anything about like jackfruit and you know, all these things. So my daughters actually, you know, taught me that. And it's just like how you saying, lack of education as far as the generational curse thing, as far as that's all we know, that's all we eat. I was literally with my wife before I knew what a Whole Food store was. You know, like I was like, oh man, so you mean this place just sell nothing but health stuff, you know, like I didn't know.
Sprouts.
Yeah, Sprout. I
was in awe when I went in Sprout.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know nothing about Sprouts. So I got on my side of town over here in the DeSoto, Cedar Hill area. I ain't never seen no Sprouts in Pleasant Grove, South Dallas.
No.
Yeah. And that's to back to the people in those areas have to petition that no, we don't want this store here, we want this here. Like even if it costs more, Sprouts accepts food stamps. Whole Foods takes food stamps.
They accept it. They just don't accept the people, the communities where the majority is. Because I tell you what, they ain't opening no Martin Luther King. I can tell you that.
No. Yeah, they aren't going to though until one of us say, "Hey, we want this over here. Put this over."
But it has to be the majority, and I can honestly say the majority they don't even know to even petition for a store like
because they don't ask. It's just like you see the neighborhood Kroger's and neighborhood Walmart's, the communities that they're in. They actually send out questionnaires to the community, and the community decides how they want their store set up. So if you go to, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but if you go to different communities, all neighborhood Walmarts are pretty much different as far as what they provide, because communities say, hey, we like this, we want this, and they do that for the community. You know, in our communities, you know, where it's predominantly where we come from, things like that, we literally have these I'm not gonna call them out cash savers, but down the street from my father on Ledbetter, I hate going to the store for him and going to that grocery store. Like I mean, it's dirty from the parking lot to wherever you go into the store till you get back to your car, it's filth. And you know, it's like when it comes to our communities, it's like, why do we have to? Like, no, we can't even get a clean store.
Well, hey, look, y'all. When we come back, looks like Mina's about done with what she has made. I'm excited to see it. We saw a glimpse of it about a second there, but she didn't give us the full picture. But when we come back, we're gonna. I think we have one more little small minute of rebrand what, and then we're gonna see what Mina has put together. The presentation is the key. See y'all in a second.
It's smart.
If you just think about it, everybody that has had a harm or a foul done to them has been paid some form of reparations, except for us.
It's informative.
Systemic racism is a form of racism that is embedded as normal practice within society or an organization.
It's funny.
We were doing a march for equal rights for people in the adult industry with missing limbs.
Because that's the thing I feel our community is missing the most. We just don't take action. We're so skeptical of so many things that we wind up being the ones holding ourselves back.
It's rebrandUS.
Rebrand. Eric, what's happening?
What's good?
I like the old Bobby Brown Earth on. It's your prerogative, baby. Tell us what you want.
It is.
No doubt. No, I really didn't prepare anything for this segment actually. But I did want to talk about a little bit about in regards to what we're talking about now, in regards to like the rebranding of what we learned as young children and our parents learned from their parents and so forth and so on, the generational stuff. At some point, we do have to get to the point where we do kind of rebrand how we think about spending money. Like Mina said earlier, we're gonna spend money on the front end or the back end. You're gonna spend money more on the food initially, or are you going to spend money on the medication, the doctors, and things like that, and later on down the line? So you have to pick which one you want to spend the money on. You want to spend the money on up front, or you want to spend the money on the back end. So that's something I want to continue to push. I'm so glad that Mina came on today for her cooking, and she definitely educated me on some different seasonings that I'm going to start adding to my regimen for me and my family. But that's something we definitely have to continue having a conversation about.
Yes.
All right. It's very good.
Put that white salt down. We use Himalaya from now on.
Yeah, don't throw it out. You can still use it in your bath water. It's good for soaking in.
Put it in the toilet so you can.
Wait a minute. So you mean we don't have to spend all that money on Epsom salt? We can use Johnny Walker.
No, you don't have to. The Epsom salt's good for soaking, but if you got iodized salt, it's good for wounds. You can soak in it. It's gonna do the same thing. The Epsom salt's better just because I get the coconut one, so it's got oil in it. It's gonna moisturize you.
I like
while you're bathing.
Eucalyptus just.
Eucalyptus.
Hey, I'm excited to see
open your sinuses and pores up.
That's it.
I'm excited to see what Chef Wes has created. But first, Ace.
Hey, what's going on?
What do we have on the show next week?
I'm discussing the topics that have to deal with the Black family. You know the food or the drink is good when the person says swallow instead of swallow. We do have a new sponsor. Today's show was brought to everybody by Pastor Jim Jones Flavor Kool-Aid. Let's all take a nap. Married couples that swing at the playground, are they confused or just risk takers? Giggity giggity.
You catch Adrian The Ace Stinson and the rest of the rebrandUS crew live Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. Central on YouTube and Instagram at rebrandUS Podcast, Facebook at rebrandUS, or rebrandUS.org. All right, I'll let it roll a little bit longer. Ace, what we got next week?
Well, in honor of Chef, we're gonna I decided that we're gonna kind of get some people to kind of go on with this. We're talking about health and things like that. I found a unique group of guys. I actually found them from a Facebook post, and they were doing an article on them. So they said they would love to come, share their special skills with the rebrandUS family. So next week we will actually have a group of chefs who don't have arms. So the food is actually good because they literally put their foot in it. So those guys are going to come on and make us a couple of dishes, and we'll see.
I love it. that takes talent.
Yeah. So we're going to see what's happening.
Well, okay. Well, anyway.
I'm excited.
I got one more question for you.
Any last words I'm going to say for Kim and all you guys? Go ahead, Kim.
I've just got one more question. I noticed that your cookware was unique. Mm-hmm. So is there a certain type of cookware that promotes like I know that you don't use much oil, but is there a certain type of cookware that you could suggest?
I use ceramic, and a lot of people don't like to use it because you have to hand wash it. I just know with hand washing, and the ceramic, it's not gonna stick as much if you put your oil in there, right?
Okay.
You can't just walk away from it like the Teflon they make, but the Teflon is not safe for consumption, and you'll see when you use it how it scrape off your pots and stuff. Other than that, if you don't want to deal with the ceramic, stainless steel is A1.
Okay.
Stainless steel. You can't lose with it, but again, you have to always watch your temps because any pot will burn. You can burn water if you're not paying attention to it. So, yeah, whatever you're comfortable with and comfortable cleaning is what I recommend.
Okay.
So in other words, people, I know y'all see what she's working, but if you're lazy, don't go out there and get that ceramic. If you're
Okay.
Hey, before we have the big reveal, I'm gonna go to each one of you and say you have any last words. Eric.
Yeah, a couple things. I want to. He's playing that review a while ago. And I was thinking about. I never did announce that Mr. Junior is on the Grand Prairie. I think position 6.
Did he get? He won.
He actually won this. He's actually won this position. So, I want to make sure. I want to make sure that I put that out there. Very proud of the young man, and hopefully bring him back on at some point. But in regards to this show here, I'm so glad for you to be on, Mina. Again, Kim, thanks for being on too, because you put a perspective on this thing that I don't think any of the guys would have brought questions like you brought. Because I would never thought to ask about cookware, anything to that nature. So, and I think all that's important as well. You know what I'm saying? Because I was telling my wife earlier, you know, having water in the car and the plastic, if it melts, you know, in the car for too long, that's not safe for consumption like that. So I'm big about things like that as well. So I appreciate you bringing that up.
It right.
Mm-hmm.
You can taste it. I wouldn't heat up my food in the microwave in plastic dishes. I use ceramic for that. I mean, I buy a lot of ceramic stuff. It's just, it can take the heat. The plastic, when you reheat things, is gonna melt, and you don't know. I'll show you like the Rubbermaid bowls with the red tops, or I wouldn't heat my food up in that.
Right.
Just take it out, heat it up in ceramic. You see how the plastic plates melt. If anything, I would literally buy paper plates, not plastic. But other than that, I mean, my kids got me drinking out of cardboard straws. They're over here so green now. I'm like, I can't drink no smoothie or milkshake out of cardboard straw. The bottom gets soggy. Even Starbucks have been giving out cardboard straws.
They have.
Everybody's getting more into let's get healthy.
Leave that straw looking like you were chewing on a cigar or something.
Man, I wanted a refund because I couldn't enjoy my drink.
Well, I think it's time for the big reveal. And Mina's been cooking all day. So, Mina, if you will explain what you have and then show us. Drum roll, please. Wow,
okay, so I don't want it to slide. This is healthy milk.
That looks delicious.
Can you see it? Is the light on?
Oh, yeah.
Rotate that thing 360.
Add the sour cream to the side.
Oh, yeah.
And I added my chives on top. Normally, I would throw them all in there. And you can kind of see the browning. Oh, let me bring it up. I poured the sauce on top. We have our butter over here, and then our sauteed asparagus, which is you want to cook your asparagus maybe 7 minutes because people still want it crispy. They don't want soggy asparagus. Like these end up when you cook them.
Right.
If it's folded over, you cook it too much.
Okay.
So, and then I did baked salmon, which has the seasonings on it before, but this is ready. I'm ready to eat. So
me too.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes,
indeed, right there. That's nice, real nice.
I just want to say that I have enjoyed today, and and thank you for coming on and educating us and answering my questions, of course.
You're welcome.
To throw in that my daughter is a chef as well. So
awesome.
So she
tell her kudos.
Oh yeah,
because I will throw this out before we get off. A lot of us, I'll say new age. They call us new age women. Haven't been trained or taught. I won't say trained, but have a love to go in the kitchen and cook because we're too busy getting glamorized and I need to be doing. But at the end of the day, if you can't feed yourself, who's going to feed you?
That's right. That's right. So I thank you. I appreciate it. Kudos to you.
If she needs any tips, let me know.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I will definitely let her know.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Hey, Chef West, we thank you so much for being on. Stay on afterwards. We're gonna like to talk to you after the show, but we really appreciate you for being on, and we want you on for much more than just cooking. I'm gonna tell you that live on the air, so I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'd love to be coming on.
For Adrian The Ace Stinson, Eric Russell, and Kim Dow, we thank you again, Chef Steph. My name is My name is Anthony Goodson, and you're watching rebrandUS.
Peace.